for this?
You come bouncing in on the melodic tune from Metallica, Headbanger All the Way Around. It is 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and it is time for another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp.com studios in Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Bill Miller, co-host along with
Jeff Belknap.
And folks, we're going to have another exciting time because we have with us on the phone, who will join us in just a second, and that would be none other than the prognosticator from Cleveland himself, George Jorge Mish. But first of all, I'd like to just give you an update. As I mentioned last week, this Wednesday, if you have time, please make it. It's going to be an event held by Stripside Solutions. This is networking, informative culture, and hospitality, and this is going to be at the Beer Park, which is at 3655 South Las Vegas Boulevard, Las Vegas, this Wednesday from 4 p.m., and that's August 24th. And this is an opportunity to come and get to meet Jeff and myself.
Yes.
The lads from Southern Nevada Sports News, but also an opportunity to break bread and do a little networking with some other business people and like-minded people here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and if you haven't been to the Beer Park, it's actually a patio that overlooks the Las Vegas Strip, so it's a great spot. It's right across the street from Bellagio at the Paris. Easiest way to get there is probably to Park Valet at the Paris and just kind of walk up.
Yeah, and this is going to be it's an event we're certainly looking forward to.
Oh, I can't wait.
And thanks to the folks from Stripside Solutions, this is an opportunity to come in and do a little networking in what is, from what I understand, a very beautiful environment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the weather is actually, I wouldn't say cooling down, but it's
been nice.
It's been actually very nice, and it's supposed to be under 100. It's reason enough to get out and be on a patio. I mean, it may not mean a lot to folks outside of Las Vegas or Phoenix,
right?
But when you say under 100 here this time of year, that's it.
Yeah,
we got the crowd. And John, thank you very much, by the way, for this year's. We also have his son working the engineering board. There you go. Yeah, and so we're going to get right to it. So we're going to plug in and get the man himself, George Jorge Mish, on the line. George, are you there?
I think so.
All right, man. Yeah.
By the way, I don't know what it's like now, but the Paris to me is still the best place to watch NCAA tournament. On their off, they put up some extra things in there, and this goes back many years. But there's many of fun nights sitting there till 2 in the morning or whenever watching that. So always love the Paris. And Bally's, by the way.
Yeah, it's one of the nicest hotels on the Strip.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And kind of, a little bit underrated when people usually think of the Bellagio and, some of the bigger properties, a little splashier. But the Paris is it's a very nice, the great restaurants in there, by the way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, George, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah, I understand that you had a little procedure done today, man.
Yes, today I'm a little bit groggy, but we have 26 minutes to get through many things here. So let's get rid of this so I can get ready for the Indians athletics game. Congratulations on your Dodgers today. 18 runs. That's amazing.
Wow.
I wish they'd save some of them, man. I mean, that always kind of scares me.
Gonzalez, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, and
The way my man's heating up.
okay.
So they got Reddick out of the lineup. I'm sure you heard about his blunder ordering room service.
No, and oh God, what next? Well, listen, the topic of this week's show, especially with George, is that we were talking amongst ourselves last week, and it came up. We've been talking about some of the various conferences, and we touched bases on all the power conferences, as well as some of the smaller conferences. But we decided that we would concentrate on some of these elite teams and these conferences that are trying to get to what we consider typically the usual suspects when it comes to the playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah, and so George was kind enough to put together a big list. George, where would you like to start?
What are we talking about? We're talking about Big 12 expansion. I thought
That's correct. Yes,
Yes.
That's one of
There's
the
like 17,
certainly one of the power
18.
conferences.
And there's about 17, 18, and it's. I think to preface this is the biggest. I thought this was going to be very boring until about a day ago when I went into it, and this is as good as it gets for an accountant with the back door policies and the accountants and everything and the lawyers. This is going to be absolutely. And they may do not. There is no guarantee they're going to expansion. They're either going to go 0, 2, 4, but I don't think the 4 is going to make it because ABC and ESPN and Fox will not pay out all that money for teams that are not that great.
Right.
But it should be interesting. Anyway, I had 17 teams, and I knocked off San Diego State, Northern Illinois, New Mexico, SMU, East Carolina, Temple, and Arkansas State, and that left me with 10. And we can go from there. The biggest one, we always had fun with this last week talking, USF, and I didn't realize they also had an alleged academic fraud in basketball.
Yes.
But also, although today I went on and I checked the sources on the internet. They swear they did not misspell research, even though it's sitting there right on the internet saying that they did. But they never made it to the Big 12, so they have zero chance. I'm sorry. Eastern Michigan could get into the Big 12 before they did, as far as I'm concerned.
So what you're saying is they have a better chance of getting
John
in.
Carroll up in Cleveland has a better chance too.
Is it a better or worse chance than
Bishop
a
Gorman?
Bishop Gorman? Wow. So is it a better or worse chance than a swimmer on the U.S. Olympic team getting a sponsorship endorsement?
I don't want to know. We're not going to go into that.
Just checking. I just want to see how bad of a bad chance that they had.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I've been an accountant all my life, and when you misspell something,
Yes, he is.
and you should have 50, 70 eyes on this whole thing, and for paragraphs, it makes no sense. I'm not trying to brag, but when me and Billy worked, I made one mistake in all the football stats the whole time I was there in one year,
right.
And that's because they changed Randy Moss from 9-yard pass to 10-yard pass, and the whole friggin' fantasy world went crazy saying I'm a piece of you-know-what.
Oh, boy.
But anyway, that's not the point. So.
Well, all you need to do is, to piss off any fantasy geek is to, misrepresent his yardage for a wide receiver or a running back. And
The one that does now, we'll move on if you want to get, because we got time there.
Yeah.
Boise State, I think they should be a no-brainer, but because of logistics, as you're in, Billy, and I don't think they really want to go. I don't see any thing that makes them want to go into the Big 12. They're enjoying where they're at.
well,
What do you think?
I think that if it's an opportunity, it's there. You take it. If
Yeah,
you
I
if you
understand.
have any intention on making it to the playoffs until they expand the playoff system.
Yep.
And that, to me, the way to solve all of this, run for the, to try and get to the greener pastures, is to expand the number of teams in the playoffs, and then you can incorporate.
Are they good enough in basketball?
Yes.
I think they are.
I believe they do. I really do. But
Yep.
It's the way travel is now. It really shouldn't be that terrible to do it. But it doesn't seem like just going to their website and going to other things that they even really give a damn about it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we're fine.
Well, I think that Boise State is Boise State. There is nothing, no bad rap, but there's nothing else happening.
No.
So
Except the blue field.
to have these teams coming to, nothing's going to change as far as the crowds are concerned. They're still going to show up.
Yep.
It's not going to. They may end up thinking about upgrading that facility.
Well, what will change is the amount of money that they'll get for these games. I mean,
There you have
obviously
it.
the Big 12 gets bigger paychecks, so absolutely.
But to see, those teams from the Big 12 suddenly coming in, every year, that certainly is going to raise the expectations of teams that they are going to be recruiting. I think clearly then, you certainly, they show up, and you're in the Big 12. You're going to be on the big networks every single week, without a doubt. And, you're going to be traveling and playing these, teams that you ordinarily wouldn't get a chance if you're in the Mountain West Conference.
I add this to that because this is a big one that circled. I was going to do this later, but as of 2019, when ACC gets their own network, the Big 12 will be the only big conference without their own network.
Wow.
And I don't know if they're locked up with ABC and Fox for till 2025, and it's just, it's interesting.
So what you're saying is, digital broadcast station that we're on has its own network on Roku
Yes, right.
before the Big 12. How about
Yeah,
that?
and BYU, I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't realize. BYU actually has a thing right now, which I'm coming up to BYU, is the thing with ESPN that ESPN has to cover their home games, and if they don't, they go to BYU.TV and get the same amount of money that they would be paid by ESPN, so BYU is sitting pretty either way, I believe.
Is that similar to the deal that NBC has with Notre Dame?
Well, that's why Notre Dame will never go anywhere. They be stupid. My pulmonary guy looks at me and says, George, are you stupid that you even asked me this question? That's like being God, and it really is. So, anyway, want to move on to Tulane and Colorado State? Same. Tulane, I don't see them getting in. They have little chance. They haven't done anything. Colorado State, Eric O'Leary, our good buddy,
Yes.
is so happy with the new stadium being in Denver, but I don't think they have the product to hop into there. You think?
I like BU. I like BYU.
No, but okay. Now I'm down to 6. This is the one that's the really intriguing one. If corporate America, which I've worked for all my life, is Memphis, because FedEx has already said we will pay the extra TV fee and to give for Memphis to get in, so that everybody else has more revenue, because most of the new people in going into a conference gets less revenue. That's just been the way it's happened for 100 years. But FedEx says, we'll take care of that, no problem. But I don't think they have the. We talked. Was it? I don't know if it's you, Jeff, or our Finley guy. That is Memphis just a two-year thing with Lynch, or is it really moving up in the world?
As far as football goes, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that I think it's the beginning. Anytime you can get players like that, it kind of helps your whole recruiting. So I think that that's going to open up some doors for them and give them some opportunities. But I mean, Memphis is.
The freshman today was going to be their quarterback, so that's.
I think one of the hardest things for Memphis is actually, when people go to the university to actually go on campus and actually to get the players to come. I mean, that's one of the biggest challenges, especially with a lot of the other schools that are available nearby. But Tennessee does breed football players, so.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, George,
We're
listen.
sure yet. We got one. Let's go one more before we got the 4 that I like. UCF is right there. They have the largest undergraduate enrollment in the country. They're 19th in the TV. But how are you letting somebody in that went 0 for the whole year last year? And Scott Frost is not going to change that in a short period of time.
I think it's a crapshoot. I mean, not because we're sitting here in Las Vegas and these gambling euphemisms, but I think honestly it's a crapshoot at best. And maybe it's just me, but I oftentimes get UCF and USF confused.
Yep. I don't see it happening personally.
No.
I mean,
And if you have time for the one more, I have 3 down that I really. It's BYU. I think is in, except for certain things we'll talk about after the commercial. But UConn is so many people want UConn in, but it. I mean, the logistics is ridiculous, and they really are not that great a team. It brings a nice basketball team in, but it's just so far away. And they say, well, this would be like Rutgers opening up the Big Ten for Ohio State and stuff like that. Nah,
Well,
bullshit.
if you go to Boston College, you'll go to UConn.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think that Ohio State, Michigan State, because Rutgers joined the Big Ten, is going to, that changed their recruiting that we couldn't get somebody from Jersey. So I don't think Connecticut has that, and they're really not that good.
I think
I
that
agree.
it would be far more attractive to the Big Ten basketball
Yeah.
than it would be for football.
For Big 12, yeah.
Big 12, yeah.
I mean, sorry, for the Big 12.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
totally,
and because especially for the women, I mean, I think that they would get far more better competition being in the Big 12 than they were. I mean, they're still going to probably run the table no matter what.
Yeah.
They just have that kind of program.
But could you get any farther away from the rest of the teams? I mean, it's
Well, they did say that the same thing when Nebraska joined the Big Ten, though.
well, okay. Jeffrey, you always go against me.
I know I always go to the Big Ten.
It's okay.
Well, listen, we're
No,
going
hey, I agree. I agree that it wouldn't be a good fit other than basketball.
we're going to take our first break. When we get back, we're going to wrap it up as far as the expansion, and then get down to some of the nitty gritty in some of these teams. But George, you'll stick with us, I hope. All right, my man. All right, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp.com. We'll be right back. We are back. Round two, Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp.com here in beautiful Las Vegas,
What
Nevada.
happened to Coca-Cola?
Oh, George,
Cut it short.
clearly, as you know, my name is Bill Miller, co-host along with,
Jeff Bellner.
and
George, right here.
there you go. I just want to make sure.
Brook Park, Ohio.
So anyway, we were talking about teams that were looking to make the move to the Big 12 conference in college football. And we discussed a number of them, and now we're going to get to some of the teams
Down
that
to
are
three.
down to three. And these are clearly the teams that we feel probably have the best shot. All right, George, take it away. What's the
Let's
next
go
team
with
up?
Houston, the fourth biggest city in the country, large enrollment, but I just here's the negative. Does Texas Tech, TCU want to be violated in their area?
Absolutely not.
But well, I don't. Do they? I don't know. It would be a great competition, but I don't think Herman, the coach who came from Ohio State, if they don't get in the Big 12, I think Herman's moving on to somewhere else because he's a fantastic coach.
Yeah.
So
That he is.
Texas says that they really want Houston in this, but boy, down deep inside, why would you want that in your home state and taking away the recruiting? Because it's dog eat dog. But they're according to 15 websites I looked at today, and my eyeballs went nuts. It's where the hell is it at? Oklahoma wants BYU, Cincinnati, but Texas seems to want Houston, and I don't know. I have no clue why, but maybe you guys know more than I do because you are in the know.
I actually like them getting picked up.
You do.
Yeah.
I hardly can hear you. What?
I said I actually like the fact that they could get picked up. I mean, they one, it's a interstate rivalry. So I mean, whether they play in the conference or not in the conference, they're the rival cities. So.
I just, honestly, I mean, George, I think you nailed it when you said, why would these, I'm not talking about Texas, I'm just talking about these other Texas teams. Why would they want Houston joining the Big 12?
And TCU is not like everybody thinks they're not a big school. They're one of the ones I always, as an underdog, I love. them in Kansas State, because their school is not that big in enrollment, and they're still tremendous.
They've got a great program considering the size of the enrollment.
Yeah, but so that baffles me. Cincinnati, top 40 market. Macy's and the other big business are down there, although Macy's are closed a lot. But Huggins against UC in basketball would be
that would be great.
Lord.
That would be awesome.
And
what would you think about? What would I'm thinking of teams like Oklahoma. How would they feel about another Texas team in the Big 12?
I don't think Oklahoma worries about anything. They'll take care of their own. I don't think Oklahoma gives a damn about anybody but themselves. And they are. No, I'm not. I think they know they're the number one product down there, and they don't really care. I don't think.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I agree with that. I mean, I think that they've been kind of running the tables, in both basketball and football the past couple of years. So I don't think they're not going to be worried about it.
Yeah. Well, other than Bob Stoops worrying about his job, which I still can't figure out how he hangs on to anyway.
Because he gets just close enough to keep him there. I think that's what it is.
It's a terrible thing to have that percentage and have to worry about your job, but that's the way it works. So that's. But anyway, that's Cincinnati. But the big one is, and this is BYU. 58,000 people packed the stadium. That would make them fourth in the Big 12 in attendance. 2,000 miles away from West Virginia, who cares? At solid basketball teams. But the biggest thing, and I hate doing this at 64 years old, but this honor code, if you can tell Charlotte they can't have an all-star team because of bathrooms, BYU, they're going to have to really change their attitude. And there's already 25 groups that are picketing for them to go into the Big 12. I'm not into this. I don't care one way or the other. I'm happy where I'm at, but this could be the biggest thing that changes everything. No?
No. Yeah. Absolutely.
I agree.
I think that considering the programs, I think they're a logical choice.
Yep.
But but again, they do have some very strict rules with regard to their honor code. And
I remember a couple of you guys both know when the kid had sex with the girl, and they suspended him for like 6 weeks or something and he admitted it.
Well, there was the young man on the basketball team, I think, for having a Coke.
Yeah.
That was
a Coke.
Yeah, was he was jettisoned from the team and the school.
Your citizen.
Wait, don't they own Pepsi? Maybe that's why.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that was it.
That's why I stick with
Far be it for me.
I go to RC Cola.
RC Cola. Is that because you've been listening to some of these vintage ads we've been running? I don't know anybody other than myself who even knows what RC Cola is. Well, you're my age.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah.
So now we're at the point.
I know they
I'm
don't.
going to go out on a limb.
Oh, okay.
Because of the old-time cronies that do. By the time it's over, I'll probably be wrong. This is a 2% chance. I believe they don't expand at all. I'm going to say they don't expand, and the reason I think this is that I think ESPN and Fox are going to go and give them money not to expand.
Really?
That's my opinion. I could be totally wrong. Although I'm 19-0 in baseball for the last 9 days.
Yes,
Wait,
you are.
Hold on. I mean, can't you text me some of these plays? I actually haven't been betting baseball. I'm getting ready for football.
9 straight parlays I've won.
9 straight
I have the
parlays?
Cubs and the Indians.
Wait, how many team parlays
I
are
go for
these?
favorites, but I do parlays because it's cheap and it could win money. Anyway, not the point.
Wait, hold on. No, you can't. You can't
You
go over
can't
that.
walk
You-
away
you
from that
can't-
one, George.
You can't dust over that. How many team parlays are these?
9 straight days.
No, how many
Go
teams?
on covers.com and look up G-Mish and you will see it.
No, is it?
Under the
Is it 2-teamers, 3-teamers? What are you betting?
just whatever comes up. Sometimes it's 2. Sometimes it's I do a system and it's 5 teams and then I put all 5. Now I've had from All-Star break until just 8 days ago or 9 days ago, I had to go and buy new shorts, but the last 9 days, now I went back and got the shorts from the Salvation Army and brought them back because I repossessed them.
Okay. How do we get here? I swear to God, 2.5 minutes ago, it was Big 12 expansion, and now we're on a pair of shorts that you got from.
I came back and got them, and it cost me twice the money, but I had it then.
That's right.
But you had it then, yes.
Hey,
right,
but at least you donated to a good cause.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't know what else to say. While we have 3 minutes, and this is because I'm coming out there in October, and I want
Yes,
you
you
guys
are.
to-
You're coming out here in October.
Yes,
Thank you.
I want to know. No, this is very serious. Yesterday or the day before, the NFL announced that they would not have probables on their injury report anymore. It's just going to be questionable.
Wow.
Whatever the hell the rest of them are.
Really?
Doubtful and out. Is that going to affect betting, you think?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. And as I've said before, the only reason it's there was for bettors.
Well, I think the serious bettors, the average bettor, a guy that's going and throwing in an 8-team or a 10-teamer, it's not going to affect him at all. But the heavies are definitely going to. I'm sure that they're.
What's Belichick going to do from Thursday to Sunday? Because he puts his whole team on probables, and they actually can get fined now for doing something stupid. Not that he's never been fined.
No, never been fined. Of course not.
I just wondered because you guys. Jeff, Bill, you're still a saint, so you don't gamble.
I don't gamble much. You're right. Yeah.
But you, Jeff, I know you do, and you have to look at the injury report. No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much on it. Not only that, but just think about the amount of money that's in the fantasy.
Yeah.
And to not have a player, that's going to really open it up to the fantasy, especially the big time fantasy players,
the two that come to mind.
DraftKings and all that.
Exactly.
Now we'll say whether they're going to be truthful or not.
Well, especially since they're now legal in New York, which was kind of holding them
or
up.
Vegas.
I just wondered. That just came up, and I wanted that to end this beautiful night, so I can go to bed and.
Well, George, thank you as always. First of all, for taking the time to join us.
It's always fun. I'm glad to hear it.
And
are you, Jeff? You're a Michigan State guy, right?
Michigan more, but Michigan State.
Oh, okay. I just wanted because they just announced that O'Connor is going to be their starting quarterback. That's why
Nice.
I always busted your trouble against Michigan State, but you're really a Michigan guy.
A Michigan one. I'm
you're
definitely.
kind of like you like to stay overnight with your players.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Well, George, again, man, thank you so much for taking the
Thank
time
you again.
out of your busy
hope
day.
to be talking to you soon.
You
And
will be,
actually
I
in
hope.
person.
And but I also
Coming
hope
soon.
that you're going to be feeling better too, buddy. Appreciate you.
Oh, the Percocets always have.
Percocets help.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
I could clearly understand you too.
But
so
I do want to go. I'm gonna prompt your next one. This golf thing that I saw on the internet. I told you I saw that thing. That,
Yep.
Well,
I
it's-
hope that's the second place we go after.
Oh, it's
Twin
I
Good.
guarantee you, it's the second place, at least the second
No,
place
the
we're going to go
filet mignon,
to,
the steak Diane is
because we
number one.
happen to have Top Golf here in the studio. They're coming up right after this.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. I'm leading into this.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just
Enjoy
don't.
your night, guys.
You
Thanks
got it.
For talking to me.
All right,
Thanks,
sir.
George. Take it
Thanks,
easy.
George.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All righty, that was George Jorge Mish, our resident prognosticator in Cleveland, Ohio. And apparently the Percocets aren't affecting him too much. He's came through just loud and clear. We're going to switch gears for the rest of the hour, and when we come back, we'll be joined by the staff from Top Golf here in Las Vegas, and we'll also get a chance to talk about our recent visit, which was absolutely off the charts.
Fantastic.
Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you in just a couple of minutes from the Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp.com. We'll be right back. And we are back. Round 3, Southern Nevada Sports News, coming to you from Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp.com here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Bill Miller, co-host, along with
Jeff Belknap.
And we are pleased to be joined by Carrie Owen, marketing manager of Top Golf here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Carrie, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come
No
down
problem.
and join
It's
us,
my pleasure.
actually join us here in the studio. If you don't know by now, Jeff, myself, and also John, our co-owner here at Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp, got the Royal Tour VIP treatment at Top Golf. It was now almost 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah, and folks, if you have not been to Top Golf here in Las Vegas, it is unbelievable. It is an absolute blast because it's not just golf, and it's certainly not just your average driving range, which I made the mistake of believing and ended up dragging my clubs around, noticing that I was the only one in this four-story
Four-story. We have 4 levels.
facility that actually brought their clubs. I even had a glove and everything, but it is unbelievable. And I would like to, on behalf of all of us here, thank you so much for just the wonderful time that we had there.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure to have you. Glad you had a great time.
Oh, it was, and again, if you're any kind of a golfer, it's completely over the top. But if you're a novice, you don't feel that pressure that you ordinarily would feel at a driving range, where you're constantly kind of looking to the people to the left, to the right of you. Did he see that shot?
Absolutely.
Or somebody kind of looks at you and kind of like, what are you doing out here? It really is an experience.
It certainly is, and it's a place not just for golfers. Throw all of the intimidation out of it and just come and have fun. There's a competitive edge to it. There's also just a leisurely edge to it, and we have so much more to offer than just the golf game.
Well, the one thing I was impressed with is the TVs. There's TVs everywhere.
Everywhere.
The sports book
Yes.
aspect,
Yes.
which MGM is partner with these guys. So there's actually a place where you can actually go bet, watch these games, which is, to me, absolutely incredible. A pool.
2 pools.
2 pools.
2 pools.
With
Yes,
an
yes.
infinity, overlooking about 100-inch TV, with cabanas. I mean, it's the way it's set up is just absolutely fabulous for Las Vegas.
We definitely have something for everybody, from families to the bachelors, bachelorettes, to a wedding party, to event sales, to meetings. We definitely have a lot to offer.
Yeah. Well, I saw that, and then I was told that you didn't actually have to rent at this point to actually use the pool. Is that still correct?
That's correct. You can come use the pool as long as you're 21 and above. On levels 3 and 4 is where our pools are located, and those are 21 and above floors. But you can come and enjoy the pool, lay out, have a great time, have a couple drinks, and there's no admission charge to use the pool.
And when you say a couple of drinks, there's plenty of bars.
Plenty of bars. There's 5.
Yeah.
There's 5.
5 bars. So you got 5 bars open. How many different stations were there for food? I think
Well,
it
you
was
can order food from anywhere in the venue, actually. So if you're in a hitting bay, you can order food. You can order food from the lounge. You can order food from the pool. Even if you're just sitting in the yard, which is the large area that we call on the 2nd floor, where we have one of our largest TV screens set up. It's big open area, our live entertainment area. You can order food from in there as well.
Yeah.
And for some of you folks who remember vintage Las Vegas, there is the classic Riv Bar.
Yes.
Yeah. And so for folks who, and I wouldn't go in there ordering a Sex on the Beach or something like that. But if for me, it's going to be that classic Manhattan.
Yep.
And I absolutely intend to be going back over there soon. And as George alluded to in the first half hour of the segment, because I told him about it, he went online and he can't wait.
Right.
Yeah, and and by the way, the food is absolutely incredible. We got a really good sampling of it, and if you've got a sweet tooth, believe me, save room for the donut holes. You get your own little syringe, injectable donut holes. You get your own little syringe, and you'll absolutely be spoiled. You'll never go to Winchell's again looking for donut holes.
Well, so the pool, I got to go back to the pool. 'cause
Okay, okay.
The pool is really cool to me. There's actually cabanas
Yes.
set aside.
Yes.
So the cabanas are adjacent to the Top Golf, so you can bring a party in there. Half of the party be hanging out at the pool, which would more than likely be the ladies that
Possibly.
And then basically in the
Walk
same
right
area,
down into your hitting bay.
you can
Yeah,
just
that's correct.
Man, that's so great. And then on top of that, you're hitting the top clubs.
Yes.
The Callaway clubs. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about the clubs that you guys offer.
Callaway is one of our partners within the venue. We have different levels of clubs on different levels of the venue. Again, they're a premium level club, but another great component that we have at Topgolf Las Vegas that you don't find at any other Topgolf location is the Callaway fitting studio.
Yes.
And that's down on the first level. So a guest can go in there if they're interested in getting fitted for a set of their own custom clubs. They will spend some time in there with one of our lead instructors, get fitted for a custom set of clubs, and then they can be shipped out to them within 48 hours.
And play golf.
And play golf.
Right. Into they play into a screen.
They play into a screen, yeah.
Right.
So it reads their swing. They can also get their putting also analyzed. So the clubs would be customized to fit them specifically.
Okay, so can I get my hook? Can they take my hook away? Or?
You know what? We have a great instruction team. We have a fantastic instruction team, and they are really, really good. I've seen them in action on a couple of occasions, and they can make one little tweak to your stance or maybe to the curve of your wrist and work wonders. So they're really, really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we took a tour, of the Callaway fitting shop, and luckily there wasn't anybody there because I did have my wallet with me. Sometimes I don't need a lot of motivation in order to But has these computer generated screens that also offer different courses.
Right.
Right.
Such as Pebble Beach, Augusta, Pinehurst, and so you can actually hit a drive off of the number 1 tee at Pebble Beach, and it might likelihood end up in the ocean, but still on my bucket list. So do not forget, I will be there. But before I kick the bucket, I'm absolutely going to get to Pebble Beach. That's for sure, and Spyglass.
Oh, Spyglass.
And Spyglass as well.
Yeah.
You were right about the clubs, and for anybody who may be tempted to to get a little crazy or wild on the top level, you're not allowed to use a driver.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah,
No drivers on level 4.
There you go. So and the balls are specially designed.
The balls are specially designed. They all have a microchip in
That's
them.
right.
So that is how we read where the ball lands, how far it goes, and then how your score.
Yeah.
Scored based on what target or
Because
where
you have a
land.
multitude of targets, so you don't need to have to hit the long ball.
Correct.
You can actually kind of maybe be aiming for one of the distance, but actually ended up scoring a few points with a miss. But it is a ton of fun because you have a point system that's automatically generated. You can play in teams. You could play against one-on-one, and each hitting area also has a video television screen as well, so you can catch games that are going on. But it is just it's taking the golf experience to another level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And broadening the audience to golf as well.
Well, one of the things we noticed there were a number of company events that were either coming in or were in the process there, where you guys actually cater and set up. They have larger areas to hit from. And you also have VIP areas as well.
Absolutely.
For the celebrities.
Absolutely.
Yeah, actually, Dr. J was there the day that we were there. He wasn't in one of the VIP areas, but he was there and having a great time. And Jeff wanted to bug the guy, but I told him,
I did.
"Cool."
I wanted to jump in and take
Actually,
a selfie
that
with
was
him.
me, but and to Mark, who was our tour guide at the time, and hats off. He did kind of throw in the fact that they feel they're comfortable and that people aren't going to rouse them.
That's
And
right.
I think it was directed at
Leave 'em
me.
alone.
I think he really kind of meant that toward me.
Really leave him alone.
Yeah, so I was like,
I'm
okay,
really
well, I
trying to
don't think
tell
I'll
you.
be going back and taking a selfie with him.
No, but we had a great area. They actually set us up in the VIP spot,
Okay.
which we felt very special.
Which level?
On
Because we
level
do
3.
have on level 3. Excellent.
Jay-Z was there with us. And,
Okay.
Beyonce. Just kidding, but that would have been fun.
Yeah, but it's plus it is air conditioned.
Yes.
You know, so and this was a typical Vegas hot afternoon, but you just would not feel it. And they have just some lounge areas where you can just sit down, relax, watch a game. I definitely, once the football season starts, be over there.
definitely.
Absolutely.
rest
We could
assured.
play every game. We have over 300 televisions, big screens. So we'll have a lot to offer, that's for sure, during football.
I could just imagine what it's going to be like on Monday Night Football. It's going to be great.
Yeah, get down there early. And if you feel like hitting a few, go ahead, knock yourself out.
Yeah, and you don't have to come. You don't have to come and play the Topgolf game.
Yeah.
You can come in and watch the game, no cover charge. Come
And
in
just
for free
enjoy-
and just enjoy.
Enjoy the environment.
Absolutely.
But if you think about it, though, I mean, the prices you guys have set up, just share a little bit about the pricing.
The pricing is done per hour for a hitting bay. So it starts at $30 an hour on the first level, and that's between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. But you can have 6 people play the game at a time and about 8 to 10 people in the bay at one time. So you can take that per hour charge and you can split it up among your group. So it's not done per person, or you have a limited number of balls that you can play with that price. You can hit as much as you want within that hour. And then they always give you the chance to extend. Once you get close to the end of that hour, then you can always extend.
So Bill and I and John actually joined us also. We kind of compared it a little to bowling,
Yeah,
because it is like, you take your turns and, you get a chance to rest, drink a beer, do whatever you're going to
exactly,
do.
yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Party golf, exactly,
golf.
yeah. Well, there's a lot of people in Vegas that party golf, believe me. I've seen people about the 16th hole, like, getting carted back to the clubhouse. But
Tell me about it.
the thing that I liked about it was, when you get up to the 21 and older, they had some places that fit 10 people. So you're really looking at like $10 a piece if you wanted to split it. And then, you get drinks, and you get party platters are available.
Absolutely.
So on the menu, so you have the basic chicken wings and the the other. So we had a pizza, which was great. But I saw the barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
The barbecue platter.
Yes.
Isn't that a sight?
That looked beautiful,
It's
and
a
I was
sight.
like, really want to try
It's a
that.
sight.
Tell us
It's
a little bit about the
amazing.
barbecue.
It's amazing. I mean, there's different types of barbecue food that they include in there. You've got your sausage, you have your pork, you have your chicken, and it's just beautifully presented and really beautifully prepared as well. I had a group, we did a photo shoot this last week, and our photography crew was all from Dallas, Texas.
Oh, cool.
And we ordered the barbecue as a buffet lunch. And so they were a little skeptical. They're
Right,
from
'cause they're used
Texas,
to
and they're like,
barbecue,
okay,
yeah.
we'll see how this barbecue really is. But they were super impressed. So
That's cool. I'm gonna have to try the barbecue because you saw the setup.
Yeah. Yeah. See, there
I
you
know
go.
John wants to try it.
Yeah, we really took our time kind of going through the menu, and we kind of got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but we didn't get to the barbecue.
Yeah.
But we did get to the donut holes.
you did, yeah.
Now, we're going to take our last break, and when we come back, we're going to again be joined by Carrie Owens of Top Golf, and we're going to talk again about this fantastic facility just behind the MGM on Koval. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. We are back for the knockout round, round 4. Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WorldwideDigitalBroadcastingCorp.com. My name is Bill Miller, co-host along with
Jeff Belknap.
And in studio guest we have Carrie Owens, marketing manager from Top Golf here in Las Vegas. Amen.
That's a golf clap, in case you missed that.
Yeah. So, if you're just joining us now, Carrie's been talking a bit about what's involved at Top Golf. Myself, John, and Jeff were there about 2 weeks ago, had an absolutely fantastic experience.
Yep.
Well, one of the things we didn't get a chance to talk about is that you actually have live entertainment at Top Golf, and you have, in fact, the Blues Travelers.
We do. We have Blues
coming
Traveler.
in on September 22nd?
Absolutely. Yes, that is correct. So one of our shows that we do have coming up, we've done a couple others as well, ticketed shows. We do free shows and as well as ticketed shows. So Blues Traveler is one of our bigger ticketed shows that we have coming up, but tickets really are only starting at $35. So
That's
it's
great.
very reasonable. We have general admission and some VIP experiences that you can book as well. The live entertainment venue is really on our second level, but from our third and fourth levels are balcony kind of overlook spaces that you can book, which are really great viewing experiences.
Well, when you say $35, I just want to just get the concept of this. You're like literally, 50 feet from the band playing?
Yeah.
I mean, there's really not a bad place to anywhere. If you just sit in the garden, it's called the garden area.
The yard.
The yard area.
Yeah.
Okay. The yard area. You can be gambling, you can be playing golf, you can be just sitting there watching it, and all of this is within 100 feet of where they're going to be playing, which is just outstanding. And $35, really?
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. That's like them inviting you over to their house to play.
A living room jam, right?
Right. I mean, it's really great, and the way it's set up is the third floor is actually overlooking the yard.
Correct.
So if you're in the upstairs area up there, you have a great view from up there. The pool, actually, you probably could get from there, right? Also, or from the cabanas. That might be
that would be a stretch.
Yeah. But there's a bar
but
upstairs.
You can hear it, I'm sure. Hear the music.
I'm actually going to sit on Koval Lane and actually enjoy the concerts.
Yeah, we're on a budget here. We got
to. No, but I just can't wait to come check you guys out. I actually have a friend that plays in a band. Actually, she travels for the Gold Coast and so on. And I actually brought it up to her that she might want to go and check you guys out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she was very excited about that. So there's multiple live entertainment venues inside there. There's the yard and the Birdcage was the other one?
Birdie Bar.
Birdie Bar, okay.
I don't know, might turn into a birdcage later on. But the Birdie Bar, it's a little bit more intimate space. The stage is smaller, but definitely lends itself to a smaller kind of three-piece band or maybe stand-up comedy. We haven't done yet, but definitely an option in that room. And it's a great meeting space, too, if you have a company outing or a company team-building event that you might want to do in that space, it's perfect.
Yeah, that was one of the things that Mark had mentioned during the tour. For folks, if they're interested for any chance, maybe a team building or a spirit event, who would they get in touch with?
Las Vegas events at topgolf.com.
Okay.
We have a great sales team, and any one of them could help plan a great event. Anywhere from 13 guests to 3,000 guests.
Yeah, and if you have some folks that may not necessarily be interested in swinging a club, we can, overemphasize the other options there, which is the bars on the second and third level actually have gaming.
Yes,
they do.
Bar. Yeah. So if you want to, if you think you're missing out on your your table time, it's there. So by all means check it. But you got to get to the Riv Bar.
This is the one thing that was
in Vegas.
The one thing I was impressed by is I'm not going to say who was gambling, okay, but there was someone in our party gambling, and while they were playing, it actually kicked out drink tickets. So it actually prints a drink ticket. So I said, hey, where did these come from? And he's like, they just came out of the machines. So actually, by your play, they track your play, and then based upon that, they give you free drinks, which is really the way that all places in Vegas should be.
That's where gaming, the slot machines or gaming in any casino kind of works as well. So, and that's based off of our relationship with MGM Resorts and their gaming license. And so MGM Resorts guests can actually earn those M Life tier credits by playing at our machines.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, did we talk about the pro shop?
Yes, we did.
Because the pro shop was impressive. I mean, some of the
we didn't talk. I'm sorry, we actually didn't talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, needless to say, I've got to get back there because I was looking at some, hats, and I'm kind of a hat freak.
Wait, hold on. So we're not talking about the golf place, the golf club place.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the shirts,
The shirts.
hats, like pretty much everything you need. So
Everything
what
you
are
need.
some of the? I mean, I saw some Callaway
And-
stuff in there.
Swimming trunks.
And swimming trunks, yes.
And bikinis.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm
sunscreen.
like, why do they have bikinis? Oh, I get it now. I get this.
There's a pool.
There's a pool here. So, what are some of your partners as far as the pro shop?
We have Under Armour
Okay.
apparel in there. We have some Oakley apparel, and we also have some Travis Matthews apparel.
Okay. And whoever set it up did a great job. I want to give her I heard that it was a female. I
Yes,
want to give
our
her
director
props.
of retail is Tara Buck.
She did a great job. When I walked in, I was very impressed. I took some pictures in there. I was very impressed with the way she set everything up, top notch. She did a really
Excellent.
good job.
Well, Carrie, just remind everybody, what are the hours for Top Golf?
We are open 7 days a week. During the week, Monday through Friday, we're open 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. Sorry, that's Sunday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open 9 a.m. to 3 a.m.
Nice.
All right, thank you. Okay, folks, again, Top Golf, you've got to get over there and check it out. And I'd like to thank Carrie for coming in and joining
Thank you
us.
for having me.
We really
It's fun.
appreciate it, and needless to say, we'll be back over there. Folks, join us next Monday, August 29th, 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, for another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WorldwideDigitalBroadcastingCorp.com. Take care.
God bless.